Okay, welcome back. If you have decided to skip that last message, that last video on security and sanitization, that was a really big mistake. You need to go back and watch it. It'll help you in pretty much everything you do when it comes to coding, and it'll go a long way to preventing your things from getting hacked. So we are at the point right now where we have the ability to create the message, but we don't have place for a subject or even somebody you're sending to, but that's okay. We'll just kind of get started through here. The question is, can we make a message and can we get it into the database? So let's say, so what we probably want to do is just get the message in the database and maybe get the from in there. Let's make that a goal for this video. We are going to post this message to the database and make that work. So we have two inputs. We have one called our message body, and that is right here. And we have another one, which is our token, which is our security feature. And so just to let you see, the first thing we want to do is make sure that that token is right. And so you'll see that pretty much every page has this. And so we're going to copy this little blurb of code. And basically what this is doing is it's saying if the token is bad, if somebody had intercepted this page and tried to change it, then kill the page because somebody's trying to hack you. And so we're going to go ahead and put that right here. And then we are going to, so that's going to happen basically the minute you hit the submit button. It's going to check to make sure that nobody went in there and interfered with your message that you were trying to send. If they did, kill the page. If not, then continue on. So the next thing we're going to do is, let's see here. So we have this. You can see they're a little highlighted blue. So now what we want to do is we want to grab the message, this message body here. So what we'll do, just for simplicity's sake, because this is how I think you need to do your updates, we are going to say fields equals array. With one thing, a lot of times I'll do the shorthand where I just will put the array in brackets like this, but when you're doing a bunch of them, I like writing it out. And so what we're going to do is you want the column names on the left and what goes in the column on the right. And so if you look here, I'll snap to the left here. It makes it a little harder to code, but I think it's easier for you. I'll snap that to the left, that to the right. So basically what we care about is the column name. So let's just say here message from, and that goes in quotes, and then you use what they call a hash rocket. I like trying to keep them even. And then what you want to go in the message from is you want the person who's signed in to have their ID in there. And that is always user data ID. And if you're not understanding where that's coming from, every time a user is logged in, this variable is generated. And then all the information from that variable is pumped into this data thing, and then this is the column name. So if I were to come in here to users, this is my users table, this is the data, and then I could put user data ID, user data email, user data username, whatever you want. But anyway, in this situation, the from is obviously going to be the person who signed in and wrote the message. And then we're not going to do anything with to right now. And all we want to do is see, can we get the message in the database? And so I'm going to look at the structure here. The next thing we have is the message body. And so, and then like I said, I like to try to keep these even. I just think it looks nice. It makes it easy to understand. And then we want to use that thing that we learned about in the last video called input get and then message body. Now I want you to understand where this stuff is coming from. So this message body is coming from here. This is the column called message body, and then this input get is coming from this, which is an input, and that input has the name message body. And so what we're basically saying is in the message body column, put whatever you get from the message body form. And I think that should make sense. Anyway, so that's how that works. And then we are just going to run an insert. So basically, when we run an insert into the database, excuse me, all we need to do is do db for the database, insert, and then what we need to do is we need to let it know the table, which in our situation is messages, and what fields to put in there. Now, if you only had one, you could do a little array in here instead of building that array up top. But in this situation, we're just going to pass the whole array of fields in there. And then let's say, just for simplicity's sake, we're going to redirect the page. And then we're going to just go right back to the same page. Create message.php. And then we're gonna use this built-in tool called message equals, and then we're gonna put whatever we want to flash up on the screen. Let's just say message, and then you always want to put a plus in between each word. Message sent, like this, and then we'll put our semicolon to close it out. And then now we're gonna save the page. We're gonna refresh the page. No errors. That's a good start. And so I'm going to write, this is my email, and I'm going to hit send. The message was sent. It flashed up here. Now, if everything went well, when I come in here to this thing, I see that I have a new one, and it's from my user ID because I'm the admin. We didn't put anybody to, we didn't put any subject, and you have this sanitized data that says, this is my message. It obviously hasn't been read yet. We haven't done anything with that. There's nothing with the threads. So that is how you get the basic thing into the database. The next thing we'll do is we'll put a subject and we'll put maybe a to. And yeah, we'll just see where we go from there. Thanks.